I like to be a bit interactive on these things, and I have got a new toy to play with with you all. It's called Miro, and into the chat box, I am going to. It's a digital whiteboard, so we get to play with all the toys in these classes. Oh, including my Christmas present, actually. Ready for this? These Santa brought me. I must have been really good. Bought me these Meta Ray-Bans so I can like go around taking photos of everyone. No one's in perfection, are they? I'll just take a quick photo of you lot. And you can go, hey Meta, and ask it any AI question. I mean, what a time to be alive, hey? It's crazy. What really struck me about these glasses is we were minding a friend's kids over the Christmas break, and the 7-year-old just took to them like a duck to water. He was, like how digitally native these kids are is just. I mean, my daughter's 20 now, so I sort of feel like, I'm a bit out of it all, but these kids are amazing. So there we go. I have a photo now for all time of you guys. But yeah, if you could click on that Miro board, it'll say that I'm inviting you to my board to share, and I am going to switch screens. A little bit out of practice here actually, because this is the first live session I've done in 2025. So welcome. What I'd like to do is I'm going to zoom in. Is everyone? I'm going to press share. Whoops, sorry, not share but present. There we go. And I'm going to check over my shoulder. You should be able to see a whiteboard that says introduce yourself when you get into Miro. You shouldn't have to pay anything or anything like that. Yes, we are recording, Julie. We are recording. So we record everything here actually. So nobody better be in witness protection or anything like that. For those of you that don't know me, I'll introduce myself quickly. I'm Samantha McLean, editor of Elite Agent, founder of Elite Agent, founder of AI-powered agents, which is something recent when ChatGPT arrived on the scene back in November of, was it 2023? I decided to take a bit of an interest in AI, and everyone thought, oh, that's weird. Why is this real estate person taking an interest in AI? It's because my career started in IT. So I started life as an accountant, hated it, had an affinity with the computers. This is back in the 1990s. Managed to transform a whole accounting firm from being paper-based to being email-based. I was an early believer in the internet. Sold some of the first frame relay networks in Australia. Ended up in real estate because I was selling rent cards for a friend. There you go, there's my deep dark secret. Hated that job too and ended up writing a lot for the real estate magazine called Sold at the time. He didn't believe in the internet, so that magazine went by the wayside, but I created Elite Agent in the interim, and here we are. So it's funny when AI came along and when social media came along and things like that, like I've always taken an interest in those things. And I guess, like thinking about it in terms of being able to help real estate agents on their journey with these technologies. So that's what we're doing here. Now someone's already got the hang of the whiteboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a post-it note and type on it who you are. So I'm Samantha. I'm an editor, mostly editor coach, and I work for Elite Agent, and I'm based on the Gold Coast. So if you guys could grab it, and it's just that easy, you just grab your mouse and drag a post-it note across and introduce yourselves. Because some of you I know, obviously I know Mark, I know Sandy, I know Grant, although he doesn't have his face on. We do have a rule here as well, just for those of you guys that are new to my training or new to anything we do, is it's cameras on unless you're not wearing pants. If you're not wearing pants, you can leave your camera off. Would you believe it if I said I was Dustin Martin? Who's that, Luke? Luke Walker. Are there any is there a Star Wars nickname in there for you, Luke, at all? Because I'm sure that my husband's looking at your name going, I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. I'm at the hairdresser, not pretty. Okay. All right, you're excused. All right, so who have we got? Catherine Parks, work at Harcourt's Ulladulla. Welcome, Catherine. We've got Mark, who is my better half. He's sort of running the show here. We've got Zeno, a real estate agent. I just moved to Brisbane from Melbourne. Oh, so how hot are you finding it, Zeno? Brisbane's really humid at the moment. We're kind of in the middle of a bit of a heat wave.
Very, very hot. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Although Melbourne can be really hot. It's just like 4 seasons in a day, right?
That's right.
Okay, Felicity, Ops Real Estate in Paddington, Brisbane. Okay, so we've got a lot of Queenslanders here. Sandy, we know Sandy's from Queensland. Sandy's just up the road. How's everyone going grabbing the post-it note? How are you going? Eric's from Adelaide. That's right. We were having a good old conversation about the beautiful wines in Adelaide. You can, by the way, when we're using Miro, you can do all sorts of cool things in Miro. You can actually, someone's already sort of worked out that you can draw. You can have emojis. So I don't know if those of you that remembered, the emoji cards in Transform, you can actually sort of, put a bunch of stuff up there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you can type, you can do all sorts of stuff. And we will be doing a few live activities with this. So how are we going to not figured out the whiteboard yet? Okay. Does anyone need a hand with the whiteboard? You just need to click that link. The post-it notes are over here in the top corner where it says sticky stack. So imagine, in the normal sessions, what I would normally do is at the beginning of the session, I'd ask everyone to introduce themselves and hop up and put, their major AI problems on the whiteboard. And I always wondered how we could get that happening with the virtual world. And someone said, why don't you use Miro? And I kind of went, oh, okay. So this is new to me too. I don't see a link. I'll post it again in the chat box for those of you that just came in, because with Zoom you don't see anything that came up beforehand. So any of you that did just come in, we are just introducing ourselves. Grab a sticky note off the whiteboard and introduce yourself. And by the way, these whiteboards, they're being recorded as well. So you'll have access to anything on the whiteboard at the end of the session as well, which is also pretty cool. No idea how to find a sticky note or a whiteboard. Okay, the whiteboard, you'll click the link above. So the one that says, I can see some of you in there, you'll click miro.com, welcome on board, that big ugly looking link in the chat box. And then you'll see this screen, which is kind of in front of you. And now I can see you all on the whiteboard, which is all pretty cool. If you can't find your way into the whiteboard, it's okay. We'll be using this over a period of time, so don't worry. We'll get used to it. It's new for me too, by the way, so I'm likely to stuff up as well. Okay, who else have we got here? I found it, Grant Madison. Good on you, Grant. Felicity, okay. And then once you get into the whiteboard, of course, the sticky stock, it's really like having it's a never-ending stack of post-it notes actually, which is so cool. I wonder how 3M feel about that. So it's good to have you all here, and we are going to have some super fun over the next 5 weeks. So what I'd also like to know, so I've got another whiteboard up here. I'd really love to know where this group is at, what you're currently doing with AI, and then we'll get on to what you wish you could do with AI. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see, and I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And if you don't have access to the whiteboard, please type it in the chat box. So what is it what have you been doing with AI? Like, what are the main jobs that you've been doing with AI? And I'm just going to put that down to 2 minutes and put it up there. So hopefully you can all see a timer now. Can you all see a timer on my screen? Hopefully, with a sticky stack. So what have you been doing with AI? I can tell you a few things that I've been doing with AI, so I'll jump in and do that. I get it to generate ideas for stories, to entertain real estate agents. I use it to improve my copy and proofread things. I use it a lot in marketing. Anyone else want to grab a post-it note? Yep, this is a different whiteboard, Zeno. Is it Zeno or Zeno? Zeno? Zeno.
It is Zeno.
Zeno, okay, get that right.
All good.
I also think conservatively, I'm interested to know, conservatively, I think I probably output about 4 times as much as other people doing my job using AI. Conservatively. Ad copy, I was using a company that was generating leads on socials. They had AI responding in real time to the leads. Yeah. How did that go? I mean, I'm interested as to how that went, because sometimes sorry?
amazing. It took a little bit of time for them to, I don't know what they had to do in the background. They had to train the bot, but it was unreal. Like to the point where people would say, "Your assistant is amazing, Luke."
That is really good. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, so that's our 2 minutes up. Just minimal at the moment, using it for copy generation. Also, I wrote my 2025 goals in full, including a letter to myself, breakdown of a daily plan of attack, and use it every day. Yeah, that's a good one. A cool prompt that you can use with that sort of if you want to write down your goals. I prefer to visualize how they pan out. And so what you can actually do with ChatGPT is say, all my goals have come true. I want you to visualize a day for me with all of my goals met, and then ask me questions as to what I really want in life, and then it'll paint you the picture of an amazing day, which is pretty cool. What else have we got here? Newsletters, content, HR planning and policies. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Copying using scripts for researching. Yep. All right. And the third question I have for you, just while we're doing this, is if AI could do like one thing for you, like if you wish this course would teach you one thing, and I am going to sort of, obviously we're here to convert more appraisals to listings, but if there was one thing that you could do with AI, what would that be? And again, I'll get you to grab a sticky and stick it on there, on the board. Okay, is this use it to create a vision board too? Yeah, I love that. Okay, what else have we got? Respond to leads in real time and book an appointment. Yeah, that's an interesting one, actually. Hang on a second, let me just swap back so that everyone can see my screen as well, or what I'm looking at. I've kind of rearranged the timing of this course because I don't know if you're all aware that ChatGPT or OpenAI have just released tasks. We don't have access to it in Australia right now. It's only available in the US, but has anyone seen what tasks do? Like, it's almost like you can go and book a restaurant from your ChatGPT screen. And I think, like, normally in the first week, I would sort of give you all, here's the latest tools and all the rest of it. But I'm sort of going to range that for the last week so that, hoping that we actually get tasks by then, that tasks is released in Australia and we can have a play with it. Because I think that I actually have some thoughts here to sort of give you about AI, in the next few weeks, because things are happening very, very quickly at the moment. I actually think we'll need some sort of a booking form on our websites for the first time in forever. It's all been about a free appraisal or something like that, but what ChatGPT tasks is going to do is it's going to look for somewhere that you can actually book a meeting, I think. I don't know yet because I haven't had a play with it because it's not available, and I don't use a VPN to make it look like I'm in the United States. Actually, I do sometimes. But yeah, we'll have a play with that a bit later. All right, so what else have we got? Respond to leads in real time and book an appointment, create copy that converts, optimizing to work best with algorithms, auto responses, auto respond to potential leads, and generate ongoing follow-up strategy, automatic replies with relevant good info, streamline prospecting, a really clear end to the communication strategy for the entire real estate cycle, from purchase through to listing, lead gen, and funnel. Okay, also future-proofing to help ensure we're at the forefront of tech changes as the industry is disrupted and portals become less important. Interesting. Who is this one? This one here. Hang on, so you can see which one. Felicity. Okay, yeah, interesting. I am interested. So, do you think the portals will become less important? Where are you, Felicity? Maybe you could just type into the chat box. Maybe. Oh, we'll get onto that in a second. For now, I want to do. These are all pretty interesting, and organise my time. Actually, I'm going to have a prompt for that later today. Help me automate most of my business. Auto responds potential leads. Okay. All right. Imagine, okay. I love watching this real time. It's so cool. Imagine if it responds to REA. Yeah, I'm sort of interested to know what. Sorry, yes. Yeah, it very well could be. Like if you look at the search GPT, or look at ChatGPT search functionality, I think definitely that things are changing there. So for sure. All right, well, that is some good stuff. And we might actually sort of towards the end of this with the advanced strategy, seeing as it looks like it's a popular, but we'll take a vote on it during the course about creating a chatbot if you want to, because there are so many different ways you can create a chatbot now, and it's actually pretty easy. So I want to give you a bit of a lay of the land of, you know, what we're doing here in the complete conversion system. So this started as AI-powered agents because I really sort of needed a name for the program, and it's evolved over the last 2 years. So what we started with was how to use ChatGPT and how to prompt, which sort of turned into how to get really productive with it, which then turned into, all right, how are we going to win listings with it? And now, you know, that course just got so big that I've decided to break it up. So if you've done AI-powered agents before, or if you've done a workshop with before, parts of this will feel familiar, particularly the proactive agent stuff will feel familiar. But what I am doing is breaking it up further. So I came up with this little acronym called EMPIRE, or Enhanced Marketing Process in Real Estate, and this is a part of it. So the EMPIRE Scorecard, for those of you that are doing some coaching with me or a half-hour coaching session, I'm going to get you to fill in the EMPIRE Scorecard. Now, what this is often in real estate, you know, like we think about lead generation and then we think about the listing, and, you know, then there are some agents that will sort of like service the heck out of you and then kind of drop off, like you'll never hear from them again. There are some agents that kind of, you know, are looking for listings because their pipeline is quite ragged, and, you know, like forgetting that there is this bit in the middle, like about connecting with the person and getting them to subscribe to the newsletter. And I would sort of say that there's a mini step in here of nurturing the client, because I think the better you are at nurturing, the better you're going to be at converting. That's just a fact. Where we're focusing in this customer value journey here, this is conversion. So we're actually focusing here in the middle. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why are you focusing on conversion first when, you know, you've got two other ends, like one being attract and one being advocate? And it's because I've been in sales for a very long time, whether it's been in real estate or somewhere else. And what I have found is that it's a chain link system, and you'll always get held back by your weakest link. And so your weakest link is actually your area of greatest opportunity. And now that we have AI, being able to supercharge that weakest link is, you know, is pretty much a gift, actually. And so what I've done is I've developed this scorecard to sort of work out where your weakest link is, where your area of greatest opportunity is, and that's the area that we'll look to, you know, sort of put some AI workflows and processes in place. So then once you can convert, because like a lot of times I've heard in the real estate industry for like 10 years or something like that, just make more calls. And like, I'm not saying that that's wrong, but I'm saying the more you put in the top of the funnel that you can't, the more leaks out. And, you know, I'm sure you've all heard the term leaky funnel. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that you can convert like at, you know, 70 to 90% before we start adding more things in the top of the funnel. And this is the next course that's coming along, which is called the Complete Attraction. Oh, well, hang on. Sorry, I'm not sharing with you. So let me just go back a bit. So I put this little star here to sort of say, you know, like, you know, nurturing your clients through this phase is important. And the more you nurture people through the funnel, the easier it is to convert. Where we are here during this course is conversion. So we're really going to work on converting appraisals to listings. Then we're going to backtrack. The next course that I'm releasing will be called the Complete Attraction System, i.e. how to generate more leads with AI. And then there's this other fun course. So if you've got some colleagues in the office that are terrified of, you know, getting into AI, this is a real light touch way to get into AI all across your sales funnel. So we do a little bit across the whole thing. Does that make sense to everyone? So where we are for the next few weeks is the Complete Conversion System. And we know it works because we've got someone here, Mark O'Shea, the legend from last course, who actually won a listing with the methodology, didn't you?
Certainly did, Sam.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have it sold this week.
Woohoo! How good that?
Yeah.
I love it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to give you the whole plan here. There's no, someone actually asked me the other day, is there any upsells or anything like that? No, there's no upsells. I'm going to lay the whole plan out for you. We're going to get advanced. In fact, if you've been into Circle, you already have access to the whole plan. And I'm going to point towards some of those things that have already been recorded, laid out. I'm going to give you homework each week. I know it's probably horrible, but I am going to revise things, and I want to use these sessions to actually get you guys moving, get you guys working, and make sure that nobody gets left behind. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down there, give me a thumbs up, give me a something positive in the chat box, or maybe even a Miro emoji or something like that. That's pretty much how we're going to roll through the next 5 weeks. A green frog, I like it. Okay, all right. So your mission, and I do like to give you a mission, and you'll get a mini mission every week in this course, just to make sure that you are implementing everything that we're talking about here. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is just to win 1 new listing or management with AI. So do you all accept this mission? Into the chat box. Are there any Tom Cruise fans here? Dun, 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 dun. Yes, amazing. All right. So this course has 5 modules, and like I said, you're going to be working along with me in some of them today. Like normally what I do is I stand here and teach for an hour and a half, and we did a couple of sessions, give me 1,000. Well, the good news is that this stuff is repeatable. Like as soon as you learn how to do it once, you can learn to do it, 10,000 times. So yeah. So how we're going to roll through this next 5 weeks. So this is week 1, obviously. So we're going to look at the roadmap and the tool stack, basically, that I'm going to be using for this methodology. Then next week, we're going to go straight into it, like what is the proactive agent workflow and process. And then I want to get into some advanced tools and techniques. So if there was one tip I could give you right now, and this is one of these shower thoughts that I had during the week, my second little toy of today is this thing here. Can everyone see this thing attached to my phone? It's like a little, it's like a business card size, and I've sort of mucked up. Supposed to have like a MagSafe thing on the back, but it's called Applaud AI, and I can record every single conversation I have. Now, before you sort of go, oh, that's could be illegal and all the rest of it, like I'm not going to put it out on the internet or anything like that. I do it for training purposes only, because I think more and more, if you can listen back to your calls and listen to what the customers are saying and listen to what's working and listen to what's not working, like if I was going into sales now, I would have one of those and I'd be trying to record every single thing I did, like every single conversation I'm having, so that I could go back and analyze it, because there's certain techniques that we will look at in week 3, 4, like the belief ladder and things like that, where you can actually tell whether you're going to win it or not. And that's how good I want you to get at working out, what your chances are. Does anyone ever feel like, you walk into a listing presentation and it's like, oh God, I'm just here to make up the numbers? Have you ever felt like that? Or the customer's like, I need to call in 3 agents. I mean, we did it when we sold our house a couple of years ago in Broadbeach. We were recommended 1 agent, and then we thought, oh, we can't just stop, we're going to have to go and have a talk to another couple. So we did ask another agent if they'd like to. It was the agent that actually sold us the place, and he said he was available on the 29th of February 2045 at 3 a.m. in the morning. So we sort of thought, okay, he's out. And then sometimes they know who they're using, and it's a simple price check. Yeah, exactly. And so I had this coach on the podcast a few weeks back. He's the guy who's friends with Chris Voss. His name's Steve Shaw, and he had this methodology of, are you the favourite or the fool? The favourite meaning the favourite to win the listing, or the fool meaning you're just the stalking horse. And if I will post it in the group so that you can get access to it, but there's a bit of it where he actually role plays with me. Like, he actually recommends this methodology now, that you have a call or a Zoom call or something or other with the prospect before you actually go into the appraisal. And as he was talking, I was in my head prompting, like with ChatGPT, to try and work out what my chances of winning the listing are. And if you have a recording of the conversation, which you might have on Zoom, then it's really easy to figure that out. And he had this great methodology for turning it around and stuff like that. So we're going to attack this from a few different angles. not just the basics, which some of you have done, but some more advanced strategies which you haven't done. Then we're sort of going to look at how to systematize this a little bit. I think that's a real estate term. And then at the end, like I've moved week 2 to week 5 because I'm trying to wait to see if this whole task thing becomes available, because I really want for us during this course to be able to have a play with tasks and, like, you know, and these models starting to get more, it's called agentic, but I feel weird saying that because you guys are agents and that's what they're sort of calling these new models that are able to act on their own. So each week we'll have a mini mission. So like, it's not going to be you just listening to me. I'm actually going to swap screens. We're going to do some prompting, and you're actually, you know, you're going to be doing stuff as well. This week's mini mission is, we do have to start with the basics just to make sure that you're all on the same page. Am I supposed to be sharing? Yes, I am. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. There's our 5 course modules. Each week we'll have a mini mission. Today's mini mission is to customize ChatGPT to get better results. So we're going to be looking at some set custom instructions. We're going to be looking at your memory, and we're going to be looking at your setup in general. Can I just check with you all? Are you all on ChatGPT 4.0 at least, like the paid plan, into the chat box? Or a thumbs up? Not yet. Highly recommend the paid plan. Not yet. Yep, cool. Because you get everything first if you're on the paid plan, except Sora, which is the video generator. Yep, cool. So what we're going to do, okay, so we might get that out of the way now. Let's actually get into the work now and make sure that we've got a good idea of what. So if into the chat box, how are your responses out of ChatGPT? Like if you just type in and Sandy and Mark are not allowed to answer this, you're excluded. But if you were just to sort of say, create me some content or give me some ideas or whatever, what are the giveaways that it's from ChatGPT? I was going to say, yep, no cheating. American spelling, yep, that's one, definitely. Any more? Anyone want to delve into the crucial? Sounds overly friendly, yep. Too much fluff, yep. Ad copy seems to reuse words often, yep. What about listing copy? Because that's the classic, you know, how many times does it use dream home or some of those little cliched words that are pretty annoying, yep. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to share my screen again with you, and this is just regular ChatGPT here. And so there are 2 ways that you can fix this. And the first way is through custom instructions. Now, what I want to do is I want to run a little test with you. So I'm going to give you a prompt to run now, which is going to be this one. Okay. So, and you should be, I'm sharing this. Let me just, I'm still sharing this. Yes. So you should be able to go to that whiteboard now and actually copy that prompt into ChatGPT. And that's the other advantage of using Miro here, is that every prompt I give you, all of the custom instructions, everything like that, it's not like you're just looking at slides. You can actually copy and paste what I'm putting on the screen, which is what I want you to do. So can everyone see that prompt? You're a talented real estate copywriter. Please create me a detailed, personalized property listing description that highlights the unique features. I want 3 different listing descriptions that appeal to 3 different buyer personas: a young professional couple, a growing family, and empty nesters. Include specific emotional triggers for each persona, and suggest it's locked. Maybe once you've copied, you'll need to jump off. Let me try.
It's an image, not text. We can't copy it.
Can't copy it?
No.
All right. Let me drop it into, I don't know why that is. Maybe because everyone's trying to get on it at once. Hang on. Copy link, copy and sync. All right. I'm just going to try and copy this into the chat box for you. No, it's not letting me copy. Hey, Luke, can I just get you to click off? Can I get you to click off the text there? Okay. There we go. Going into the chat box now. There you go. So I'll just read that out to you. Like if you can copy and paste that into ChatGPT. So I'm going to switch to ChatGPT so that you can see me do it. You're a talented real estate copywriter. Please create me a detailed, personalised property listing description that highlights the unique features of a property. I want 3 different listing descriptions that appeal to 3 different buyer personas: a young professional couple, growing family, and empty nesters. Include specific emotional triggers for each persona and suggest 3 different headline variations that would capture their attention on social media. Please ask me all the questions you need to make these listing descriptions the best they can be. Now, while you guys are sort of copying and pasting and having a look at the results there's a few things going on with our prompt that I'll just explain to you. Number 1 is we've given ChatGPT a role. So we're telling it it's a copywriter, not a real estate agent. So hopefully it's going to be quite persuasive. Then we're going to say, I want 3 different listing descriptions. And this is actually part of the proactive agent methodology, is that when we go to appraise a property, we're actually going to look at it from the buyer's perspective and create a number of listing descriptions that fit the personas of a particular buyer. So this is like a bit of a taster into the methodology that I will give you. The other thing is, so we want emotional triggers. So remember, we want to appeal to the buyer's emotions. We want different headline variations because obviously different headlines will appeal to different people. And then please ask me all the questions you need to. Now, this ask questions method is one of my favorite methods of prompting in ChatGPT. There are 4 of them. And if you have a look in Circle, in Spark, there are 6 videos, and video 2 actually goes through all of these advanced prompting methodologies in great detail. So they are ask questions, which is ask me all the questions you need to come up with the right answer. They are priming, which we're going to be using a lot of next week. They're going to be break it down, and then they're going to be, and the 4th one is giving ChatGPT a role. And so this is actually, and I should explain something too, because something else has changed since the last time we did this course. So you can see up here I've got GPT-01, but there are a bunch of other models here underneath. Share. Obviously I'm rusty with this year. Apologies, I should be sharing my screen more. I'll just stay on this screen. So we've got GPT-4, which is the classic model, if you like. We've got this one, GPT-4o, with scheduled tasks. That's the new one that I'm sort of hoping we'll be able to, have a look at with Operator later on. Then we've got O1, which uses reasoning. We've got O1 Mini, which is faster at reasoning. And then we've got some other sort of GPT-4o Mini and some of the old stuff here. Now, the difference between 4o and O1 and the O1 models is this. GPT-4o looks for patterns in what you're saying. So you need to be really specific with your prompting. So this is why I've got a role, a goal, exactly what I want. I've got ask me all the questions and all of that sort of thing, so that, I'm being really specific with what I want, so that I get GPT-4o to spit something out that is useful. O1 is quite different. It uses advanced reasoning. So it actually thinks through the response that it's going to give me, rather than just sticking patterns together. Does that make sense? So it's almost like GPT-4o is an improv actor. It walks into the room, someone says, "Thank God you're here," and GPT-4 just starts speaking till it's finished. And so that's why you need to constrain it with so many different, what I call building blocks, to make sure that, that you get the right answer. O1, on the other hand, the best way to treat O1 is to give it as much information as you possibly can and give it a goal. That's the difference between, so the reasoning model will actually sort of go through all the information, and then it will think through that information in great detail before it actually gives you an answer. And another shower thought that I can give you right now is, if you don't have, there's this Chinese model now called DeepSeek. Has everyone heard of DeepSeek? It is it's China's answer to OpenAI. So I'm just going to hit start, and it's free, and it's a reasoning model. So I'm just going to log in. Can't remember my password, but try and log in with Google. So yeah, you can't do all of the, oh, okay. It's had a denial of service attack. So if I just put this prompt in and just go, all right, deep think, this model will actually show you what O1 does, but behind the scenes. So here we go. No, it's not working. Operation unsuccessful. Okay. We'll leave DeepSeek alone for a while, but I encourage you to, I'll put a link to DeepSeek into Circle so that you can go and have a play with it. But it will show you its actual thought processes with thinking, which is kind of cool, but also kind of scary. So back to here. So has anyone run this prompt yet? Has anyone got an answer out of this prompt yet? Anything decent? Anything out of 4.0? Yes. Okay. So Grant, do you mind unmuting for a moment and tell us what you liked about the response and what you didn't like about the response? You'll have to turn the volume up a little bit. No, still can't hear you. Can you hear Grant? No. Okay. No. Okay, might have to be into the chat box then. And anyone else, if you want to jump in, what was good about that response and what was not so good about that response, if you did the exercise?
I was just going to say, it looks good. It's giving me 12 prompts of 12 things I need to follow up on. So it's broken it down nicely.
It should be quite good, and it should make you realize one thing, and that is, there are a lot of ways that you can put, words together that will appeal to one person over another. And I guess what I really want to do is start getting you to think about, we think about, all of you guys, you all put post-it notes on the whiteboard earlier to say, I'm from this place and I do this sort of selling, and you're all different, right? But we use words like the vendor collectively or the buyer, but in actual fact, underneath that, there is a lot of different types of buyers and different types of things that will appeal to different people. So that's a little taster. What I want you to do is I'm going to swap back to my screen, and I am going to give you some custom instructions. Okay. Did the full prompt, wasn't presented? Yeah. No, we're going to, give me a headline. Yeah, you can do all of that sort of stuff. You could create a GPT that will actually get that for you exactly the way that you want it. Gave 3 different characters who would be interested in the property. Yeah, for sure. And for different reasons. So that's the good. The bad is still things like, having the word delve in there too often, having the word crucial in there, or nestled, or, the property boasts, or those sorts of overused terms, that you sort of see and you sort of go, oh yeah, I wish I could change that. And so what I want you to do is I actually want you to go into, so if you click on this, actually my head is covering it, so hang on, let me just move this down a little bit. If you click on this little button in the top left-hand corner and you go into customize ChatGPT, oh, hang on, now I've lost it completely. Okay, oh, this is new. What should ChatGPT call you? Man, what traits should ChatGPT have? So I have been really specific with the traits that I'm giving ChatGPT. And so I'm going to give you a list of these instructions that you can put into your own ChatGPT. So I'm saying, please use British English. Anything currency related should be in dollars. Don't use exclamation points and limit the use of emojis. And then I'm going to give it a bunch of phrases that are prohibited as well, things that drive me up the wall, like in the fast-paced world of real estate. Unlock the potential of, unleash the power of, delve into the world of, pave the way for. Are these all sort of sounding familiar to you all as things that just sort of pop up as overused, terrible phrases? So I'm saying to ChatGPT, I never want you to, yeah, I will, here you go. It'll be a big one, but I'll actually paste the prompt into Circle for you. So I've actually got a bunch of, one second. Yeah, actually I can't paste it, it's too long. What am I going to do? I'll paste it into Circle for you so that you can get it out of there. But yeah, and just absolutely don't use any of these words. So actually, maybe I'll do it in 2 goes. There's the first part of it, the phrases that are prohibited. And then we're going to give it some prohibited words. Now, my prohibited words and your prohibited words, probably different. So these are mine, you know, they're just words that I wouldn't use anyway, because they just don't sound like they're human words. So, you know, weighing, grappling, meticulously, ever evolving, utilised. I hate that word. It's like, just say using. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So this is it. I see discover used so frequently. Yeah, and you'll want to get rid of your own words too. I mean, I have a bunch of other, I don't like it when ChatGPT uses war words. Like, you know, I don't like expressions like hit the ground running. I don't like things like, you know, crush the competition and, you know, stuff like that, like I prefer to be more positive and, you know, speak in terms of, yeah, positivity. I don't have the prompt, what traits should ChatGPT have? Mine says custom instructions. Yeah, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you? Yeah, so mine looks different. And again, like the one thing that you will find with ChatGPT and with every workshop we do is sometimes I will log into something I've used 20 times and I'll go, oh, that's new, or oh, that's different. It's because they're constantly upgrading things, and I might be, as they roll stuff out, I could be on a different version to you. But I would say that it should, if yours says custom instructions, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you? I would say, what do you do? This is all completely different. There should be something in here saying, what other words, what else do you have? Zeno? What else do you have there? Yeah, okay, so you'll put yours in, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? So traits, you might put in something like, I'm a real estate agent, or I'm a property manager, or I'm a marketing manager, or something like that. I actually have nothing in there because, and probably I could put in, I'm a publisher, or I'm a writer, or something like that. But find that sort of stuff sometimes gets in the way. And I create GPTs for different tasks that I want to do. So that's that one thing that will improve that response out of sight. So if you, as I said, I'll put this into Circle for you, and you can take it home and you can try the before and after, and you'll notice something completely different. And the other place that ChatGPT sometimes will give you something which is kind of like, you go, what is going on there? If you go into settings and into memory, where's memory? Customization. So you can see here, I've got my custom instructions on. You can turn them off and on, but there's also memory here. So ChatGPT will become more helpful. And if I turn that on, what it does is it commits things in my chat to memory. And so let me just put that on again. On, and then click manage. Now, these are some things that I've, you know, like I enjoy a Pinot Noir from Queenstown. There's a theme coming. There's a theme here, Eric's. I have a Labradoodle called Dave, who is very focused on playing with balls. And you can see that, you know, like there are a lot of things that ChatGPT remembers about me. Now, if you've got your memory turned on, you'll want to go in here regularly and give it a good clean out, because sometimes it remembers things that just aren't useful when you're in the middle of trying to write a listing description. And so this is why I just permanently have my memory off. So memory, are you guys on, off, on? Yeah. Just remember it's there. Like sometimes it can sort of stuff things up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, so that's the one thing that I want you to make sure that you've done by this time next week, is that you've got your custom instructions set up and that you're aware of the, like, yeah, I just keep mine off, because, you know, like when you're sort of deep in a prompt or deep in a workflow or something like that, and somehow it remembers your dog called Dave that's a Labradoodle, like, you know, and Dave appears in a prompt response, you don't want that. The final thing that I just wanted to, you know, the final thing that I just wanted to go through really was two things. One is just to make sure that you can get into Spark, because that's where it's all going to happen. Is everyone in here now? Can I have a show of hands? Yes, yes, yes. No? Okay. Rawdon will give you a hand and send you an invite link. I'm just in here, like I'm just mirroring somebody at the moment, I think Grant probably. But you'll get access to this thing called the complete conversion system. If anyone is still struggling, let me know and I'll send you an email after this to help you get signed up into it. Now, in this, there's a course hub, and this is where I will post any homework or any tips that I find or anything interesting. So keep an eye on that. This is your events calendar. So hopefully so you can see that there's a live event on now, but you can actually click on the RSVP buttons for each session so that I can see that you're coming along, and that will put those sessions into your calendar. There's a bunch of bonuses and resources here. So when I'm referring to, watch the video or do something, I'm referring to something that is happening in this section. So this is where I'll put your library of resources and things like that. So expect my custom instructions and things like that to go in here. There's also a GPT I'm going to give you that's actually going to build marketing plans and listing copy and things like that for you. And then there's another little area here for chats. If you've got any questions or need support or anything like that, this pings me incessantly, so I will see it. So they're the 4 areas. Now, the other thing that you'll see in Spark or Spark Central is that this is Elite Agents community, and so there's a bunch of stuff here that you'll get access to just as a result of being here. I regularly share AI breaking news and things like that, so if you are interested in AI, keep an eye on these feeds up there. So is that all? Under CCS chat, it says this is a private space, members have to be invited. Oh, I love having new stuff. You will all have access to that. It's because I created that this morning. So you'll get there, I promise. So that's where everything happens. Finally, I don't want to scare you all. There is this idea of a community is we are bringing back the old Elite Agent belts. So as a thank you for joining this course, you've all earned yourself your white belt. So those of you that got the bonuses, we'll be sending you the bonuses. Those of you that didn't get the bonuses, we'll be sending you your Elite Agent white belt as well. And then the way that you get more points, it is actually, it's a thing to wear with pride. We go all the way up to black, actually. So you'll be able to earn your points, and the way that you earn points is by engaging with the community. It's that simple. Yeah, Sandy had a red, AI Ninja, exactly. Well, when you go to the community, you'll see why there's a dojo and all sorts of other things that you'll get access to as part of this course, and as part of, now you're part of a group, so we wanted to recognise that. So you'll all get your white belts as part of this course. Now, finally, okay, I was about to finish on time. I guess there's one more thing that I just want to impress on you all, and that is that you'll have dreams about this triangle. For those of you that have done a training course with me before, you will know this triangle from way back. And I just need to find my slides now. There we go, there it is. How do you win in a new AI world? And so what I really want to impress upon you during this whole 5 weeks as part of this mission is that what we can't do is we can't just leave the whole job of servicing people to AI, because there are like 200 million people using ChatGPT at the moment, and that's not counting all the people that are using DeepSeek, Claude, Gemini, all this other stuff. And if there is something that, like a burning question that you really want to learn apart from the conversion stuff, definitely leave me a message in the chat. But if consumers are using AI tools, and we all know when other people are using AI, am I right? Like, you can see it on social media, you can see it out there. You'll be faced with some sort of a report and you'll think, oh God, like this was written by AI, or this sounds like ChatGPT or whatever. And what do you immediately think? You think, oh, this person hasn't put in any effort. And that's what I'm scared of for the real estate industry, is that consumers who, get fed all sorts of stories about real estate agents by the media and continue to do so, will look at the work that we do in particular and be very critical of it. And so what I really want you guys doing is staying above the line. And over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to talk about this idea of staying above the line, which is providing the human value that the AI cannot provide. And so, you know, that to me is relationships 101. So where we've seen, you know, an explosion of tech in the last however long, 8 years or whatever, people are very used to doing things like sending emails instead of picking up the phone. But what I want you to think of is, if I'm going to use AI to save time and win more business, how can I get above the line to provide a more human, more valuable service? Because that's how consumers differentiate. The other thing that I would say is, and this is really important, is that consumers trust AI at the moment. You know, so we've got people that, and I think a few of you kind of put things on the whiteboard that were like, I created my vision board, or I created my dream board. Like, you know, I was having a bit of a predicament with a friend of mine yesterday, and I ended up talking to Claude about it. Like, you know, we trust that AI is going to give us answers. And so, like, and I think this is going to be a big factor in how you win with AI in the future, is that you want the consumer to trust you more than they trust the AI. So, you know, when they say that, you know, real estate based on trust, you know, like, I think even more so in the future. And so the things that you can let the AI do them to provide a service where the consumer says, wow, I've got someone that is really using this technology well and knows what they're doing, and I feel safe with them, and I'm going to trust them more than I'm going to trust the chatbot. Does that make sense? It's all about trust and differentiation. So that's where we're going to pick it up next week. But what I would like you guys to do, and I will leave this in Circle, so this is really important. If you guys can't get into Circle, please email me and I'll walk you through it. I'd like you to have a look at, yeah, absolutely. That would be the ultimate. That would be really good. I'd like you to have a look at video 3, which is called Proactive Agent. That is your introduction to what Proactive Agent is, what it does, the workflows, the systems. And then next week, what I'm going to do is I will go over it as revision, but I actually want to use next week as a bit of a think tank for us, so that you can ask any questions. We can maybe do some role plays and really make these live sessions valuable. So how did we do for our first week? How did I do for my first live of the year? Are you guys excited? Just lost on how to find this video. Rawdon, I'm gonna jump on a call with you personally. Actually, if you wanna hang on, I'll walk you through it. Or if anyone wants to hang on, I'll walk them through it. But are you guys excited?
Yeah, apprehensive, but excited.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing I did forget to say is, like, you know, the journey with AI is you have the emotions of a, you know, I was going to say, like, well, Dave, my Labradoodle, who's over there, you know, waiting for me to hopefully take him out at some point today. But the emotions that you'll go through are, oh, I'm excited. And then it'll be, oh, this doesn't work. And then it'll be, oh, this is amazing. Then it'll be, oh, ChatGPT sucks. Then it'll be, oh, I've got an idea. This is great. And then it'll be, didn't work. Like, you actually go through this, you know, this roller coaster of emotions when you start using AI a lot. And I just want you to be kind of prepared for that, because some days will be diamonds and you'll be just like on fire, and other days you'll be like, I hate this thing, I'm going to throw it out. But, you know, like, where you win with this is, like, it's usually just small adjustments. This didn't work, so I'm just going to adjust a little bit and I'm going to get it to work. And you find a way to win, you know, like the All Blacks. We've got New Zealand, we've got plenty of Kiwis here in this class, but they're just not here at the moment. Or maybe they are here, just not with their cameras on. But yeah, that's the mindset that you've got to keep. Is some days things will work, some days you'll turn on DeepSeek and it's like, no, I'm having a problem. I've been the victim of a cyber attack. Go away. That's just the world we're living in right now. It's about adaptability. Any final questions or anything like that? Does anyone else want to hang on for a bit of an onboarding into Circle, other than Rawdon? Barbara? Yep. Okay. All right. Anyone that wants to anyone that's not made it into Circle yet, hang on the line. If you have made it into Circle, I'll see you same time next week, or in the community, and we're going to get stuck into the new workflows. Yeah. Awesome. See you soon.